everyone. Welcome to the webinar. We're going to get started here right away. Please feel free to find the chat box and the Q&A box in the Zoom control panel. Introduce yourself and feel free to leave your questions in the Q&A. Amir and I will go through them at the end. You have myself, Dan Habib here, and we're going to introduce Amir, our special guest today. And what he's going to do is showcase different strategies that you can use that by the time the year 2030 rolls around any minute now, you'll be able to have learned everything you need to know to really survive and thrive in whatever industry, whatever market the industry is giving you. And if you're not familiar with Amir, let me just tell you a little bit about him. He's the co-founder and CEO of Go Coaching, and he's trained thousands of LOs on building purchase pipelines, systemizing follow-ups, and creating production referral networks by leveraging the most up-to-date tools and strategies. So you're in for a real treat. Again, leave your questions, and we'll get back to you once Amir's done. So thank you, Amir.
And Amir always brings it. So he's a returning guest. He's always a favorite. And brother, we really appreciate you being here and sharing this knowledge with us today. He's going to go over a lot of exciting stuff, how to really leverage and be more productive with things like AI. So brother, knock it out of the park, and thank you for being with us.
Man, what a treat, man. Can we give it up for Dan Habib and Diana, man? Can you just give them some love in the chat? Come on, man. Let's spread the love, man. Just good people. It's an honor to be with you guys. I never take these moments lightly, and you'll hear why I never take these moments lightly here in a second, because I don't come from much. So it's something I never take for granted when I'm able to just illustrate all my years of just struggle and hard work to make sure you guys are just a little wiser, smarter, and hopefully kinder at the end of this, man. So let's rock and roll. I appreciate all the love. I recognize a lot of you guys here in the chat, man. I think there's going to be over 1,000 people here. So let's funding go. Let's go. All right. Let me share my screen, guys, and we're going to get right to work. And I put a lot of hours into this, you guys. You guys are the first ones to get this. I've hired a full-time research assistant, thousands of dollars, right? He's a really smart, geeky kid that is a chess master. And I'm like, dude, give me the data. Let's go ask around, because this is a very sensitive topic around AI. And I feel it's kind of been like an echo chamber. And I've been watching it from a distance the last year, but I'm going to give you some Amir intelligence, some AI about the artificial intelligence, the AI. Okay. So let's work, you guys. Let me put this up and let's get right to it. Okay. So this is obviously a highly just charged topic right now. People are having fear around it. So I call this the last loan officers, right? And so this is all around one of my favorite movies, The Last of the Mohicans. But before I get into this, I made a promise that we're going to do something different, okay? We're going to do something different before I give you guys the goods, okay? I got to give a shout out to Uncle Barry. So I want you guys to pick one word, maybe two, about what you think about Barry. Obviously, it's all positive, because this man here, when I decided to go full time into coaching, giving up a lot of income as an executive and a branch manager, as a loan officer, I was scared. And so I cold called Barry amongst a few other people. I said, hey, you have no idea who I am, but will you mentor me? He goes, absolutely. He's been one of the greatest milestones in my career. And I'm just honored to be here. And I can't give the man, his flowers being on his thing. So I just want you guys to light up the chat, show him some love, right, guys, about how you feel about Barry, just his whole family, just amazing people. This is when he and I had lunch a few months ago. The best thing in life is when you find people that want nothing from you and everything for you. And Barry's one of those people. So I'm honored to be able to be here, right? He and I have been able to just have lots of lunch together. And so, guys, my story is going to be very much in line to what I'm going to message to you guys today, okay? It's about finding the right people that pour into you. When I get big opportunities like this, I wouldn't be here if I didn't outbound call some of the familiar faces of people you see here to get their advice, right? So the first lesson I want to give you above all of this is the law of proximity. All of you watching this have to understand I am a culmination of all these people in the industry that I've gone out and I've asked for advice, okay? So domain mentors and coaches, they literally compress decades into days for you, right? So I have gone out with this topic of AI and gotten some of the best experts and just asked advice, okay? So that was a wonderful, introduction Diana gave, but just for you guys, right? This is who I am. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Go Coaching. I gave up so much to be able to go all into this. And then every week I give an hour as an executive board member to First Home IQ just to give back, right, to a lot of Gen Zers. So if you're not a part of First Home, I encourage you guys to get a mixture of an hour a week, right, to give back, because that's the greatest fulfillment you can have. in my career, why should some of you guys even listen to me? I have funded over $1 billion in production. I'm barely in my 40s. Okay. I have led a group to do over 10 billion in production. I'm actively coaching 23 LOs that did over 75 million last year. And I have 15 player coaches that are making great money and also having great personal lives. Because I don't believe you're winning at everything, right? Unless you're winning at everything, right? You got to win at everything that matters. Otherwise, you're not winning at anything. You got to be home on time for dinner. You got to close loans on time, and you got to be at dinner with the family on time, right? It didn't always start as successful as some people think, though. Okay. Some of you know my story, many of you do not. This is my father and I in Iran in 1985. Now, unfortunately, the country of Iran is big in the news right now, again. Okay. Between 1980 and 1988, Iran had an 8-year war with Iraq, the neighboring country. Iraq invaded Iran after the Shah of Iran was toppled because Iraq thought Iran was weak. 1 million people died in that war. I was born at the beginning of that war. In the middle of that war in 1985, my dad, who's 27 years old in this picture, and my mom, who was 22, basically said, we got to get out of here. There was bomb sirens going off in our apartment building in Tehran. My dad was the only one that had the guts to get up and say, we got to leave, right? We got to leave. We left our entire immediate family, extended family, and we went to London. We couldn't get employment. We went to San Francisco, couldn't get employment. We landed in Chicago. At the age of 5, this is a 500 square foot apartment that my mom, dad, and I shared. I did not speak English. I was bullied. Right when I was getting acclimated, we moved again to another apartment building. Then we moved again to another apartment building. And my parents finally bought their first home after 12 years of me being alive in the northern suburbs of Wilmette, in Chicago and Wilmette. This is a $290,000 home, right? During that stage, I was very just traumatized, right? I'm good now. I'm all good. I'm fine. Lots of therapy, lots of love. We always had love, but there was a lot of financial pressure in the home, and I struggled in school. I asked my mom, some of you have seen this, to send me one of my report cards. And I'm going to have some fun with you guys and use a Persian accent. So if you have some Iranian Persian friends, you know about this accent. I said, Mom, I'm doing a public speaking thing. I'm doing a bunch of them, and it's part of my story arc. I'm going to tie this in, I promise. I said, do you have one of my report cards? She goes, I saved all your report cards. I said, you saved all my report cards? Why? She goes, I'm so proud of you, but I wanted to show your sister, I have a kid sister 13 years apart, what not to do in school. Let me send you one. So she sends me this. She goes, you know, Amir, look at your report card. You should be very proud. I said, why? She goes, you got every letter in the report card. You got the A, the B, the C, the D. All you're missing is the E. So I said, Mom, I got to let you go. But she says, no. What's so funny is you're a mortgage lender and you got an F in math. And you didn't even speak English the first 6, 7 years, and you got an A in English. I said, Mom, I got to let you go. I had a 1.7 GPA in high school. I was in all freshman level classes, my senior year. I was not graduating. 4,000 kids in high school. It was a very dark moment in my life. It takes one person to come around when you're really down on yourself to just believe in you. And this man here changed my life. Right? It's the power of mentorship. Just like I saw people like Barry Habib, right? He said, son, you're not a loser. Like really at the end of the day, college doesn't matter. You'll find a way to graduate. I'm going to help you out. You'll go to college. You'll figure it out. But he said these words to me that I'll never forget, which is going to be very much about what I want to share with you guys today. He said, real school starts after school ends. Most of your classmates will go to these nice colleges, Amir, even though I know your parents can't afford to send you to college, even though I know I was a high school janitor. Saturdays, I was mopping apartment buildings 6 days a week. I was working in a car dealership in a high school, right? Like washing cars. I don't come from much, man, right? So I said, damn, my parents came here. And if you have any Iranian friends, either you're a doctor or a rocket scientist, or you're just like on the bottom. My dad was a shoe salesperson making $375 an hour. My mom couldn't get a job at McDonald's. But this man said something that now I hold very dear in my heart. You've got to pursue a career degree, right? So real school starts after school ends. So this is me, college dropout in the mortgage business, okay? I'm at my desk, really struggling. I look like I'm rich because I got a nice tie, I got a nice suit, right? I'm working 70, 80 hours a week, barely closing 3, 4 loans a month. Some of you have been there. And I said, oh my gosh, I can't believe my parents came to this country and I barely graduated high school. I'm a college dropout. Okay. And I'm like a telemarketer at a mortgage company. This is so embarrassing. And I'm barely like doing well. But I thought in that moment, Mr. Reardon always said, real school starts after school ends. Real school starts after school ends. Right. So I went and I said, okay, I need to like read. I need to put good things in my mind. How many of you guys have read this book in the chat or you've heard of it? Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, right? It's 15 million copies sold in the world. Okay, a lot of you guys. I love the energy that you guys are bringing here today, right? Let's go. Come on, baby. Right, I love it. So I'm like, think and grow rich. Okay, if I think rich, I'll grow rich. Everything's mindset. Even when I'm about to share with you guys today about AI, it all starts between the ears. So I said, okay, I got to come in here and pick up this book. So I'm reading it, right? Till this day, if any of you ever come to my home, I'd love to have you guys here. I live in Miami. Every single bathroom of my house has this book in it. Every house, every bathroom has Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Okay, he's got 13 principles in there. Principle number 9 is about the mastermind. I remember the first time I read this, I'm like, mastermind. Ooh, what is that? Is that like a secret society, right? And I said, oh, it's aligning with others for shared power and insight. Okay, if I'm around successful people, I'll be successful. So I Googled mastermind, mortgage mastermind. Did any of you go to the Mastermind Summit in 2012 or 2013? I know I got some guys on this call, right, that are a little more seasoned, maybe 10, 20, 30 years in the business. Okay. All right. We got some awesome people on here, right? You remember this is like the best event of the best events. So I'm like, oh my God, Mastermind Summit. I'm going to this. I go to this event, Andy, Michelle, Sean, Dean, right? If you remember, I went there, right? I'm sitting front row. I told my girlfriend, now my wife, I said, I'm going to this mastermind. She said, what is that? She goes, you're not going to come back like brainwashed, are you? I go, no, it's a good brainwash. I'm going to this mastermind event. The best mortgage guys are going to be there, right? So I'm sitting front row. I sat back in class my whole life, but I'm getting my career degree now. I don't care about that college degree. Real school starts after school ends. I'm done learning about how to dissect the frog. I want to dissect money, right? So I'm sitting in front. All these guys are coming up. One of them, I swear, was drunk. One of them was so condescending. One of them been divorced 6 times. I'm like, well, that's not success to me. No judgment. I'm watching. This man comes up. Shout out to Todd Screama, another one of my mentors, right? I just collect mentors, right? He talked about how to make $1 million in a year in 40 hours a week with so much like specificity, right? And there was no like smoke machine and like crazy music. He just came up and says, hi, I'm Todd. This is Josh. This is how you make $1 million in 40 hours. I was like a born again mortgage Christian. You know, I found the Holy Ghost. I almost, if you see Todd, ask him about this. I almost tackled him when he got off stage. I almost like tripped and almost tackled him. It could have been a bad thing. I said, I will, if you tell me to jump, I will pull out a trampoline. I will do anything you tell me to do if it's going to help my life. And I became one of his top students. This is the quote he sent, 5,000, one of the top 8. And I said, my gosh, this is a cheat code. This is a cheat code, right? Like having the right mentors in place. Fast forward, you guys. This is a few years later. Remember that picture I took at my desk? I'm barely closing business, working 7 days a week. I had gone to Scottsdale, Arizona with my girlfriend, now my wife, the same woman in this picture. I took 2 double monitors like a dweeb in the hotel room in Scottsdale, and I did not leave for 4 days. I'm onboarding leads, structuring apps, updating pre-approvals, fighting my processors fighting me to close 4 or 5 months. I learned just through the exchange of information from other successful people that they have a growth mindset. They look at situations like opportunity. Skills, the acquisition of skills in our industry is completely free in most regards, and it's the most powerful thing. This is a selfie I took in Italy in 2019. That month, I did 17 million in production. I took a selfie here. I did not take one laptop with me. And I took 2 monitors to Scottsdale 7, 8, 9 years before. My team had texted me and said, boss, we know you're in Italy. We just want to let you know we got it down, right? That's a 2-week vacation test, by the way. If you have staff, I want you to always do a 2-week vacation test because when you leave, you'll know how good they are. And when you leave, they'll know how good they can be. So let your team operate. And I'm like, I got a great team. You understand? So this is 3-4 weeks in Italy. And I'm like, I can't believe it. I'm a broke Persian kid that used to vacuum apartment buildings. And the greatest power that I have is finding people that have the results that I want. And be careful, because most people's advice is superior to their actions. So you got to go out there and find the right people. Now, before I give you the goods, I got to let you guys know the framework of things, okay? When I went through that 10-year journey, I journaled and chronicled every stage I went through. Some of you watching here today will be able to immediately connotate which level you're at. Now, I joke around. I'm the lifeguard sitting in the high chair, looking at the pool of all the misfit mortgage lenders, the brokers, credit union, federal charter, state charter, retail bank. I'm considered the number one coach in the country right now for loan officers. We got LOs in 46 states, everything. I see all of them. Who's taking a piss in the pool? Who's bullying kids? Like, I see all of it, right? They all go through this journey. They all go through it. Level 0 is where we all start. We're a fear-based mess. Fear-based mess. Unpredictable results, right? No team, right? Zero time blocking. You have maybe a few referral accounts. If you do, one's your mom. The other one's like you don't even like them. Very little sales activity. You get in front of maybe one person a week, right? But you're barely making 50, 60,000. We all start here, okay? Some get to level 1, right? Learning to sell, and you have basic operational structure, but you're fighting a lot of fires, no real team, little time blocking. You got 3 to 5 referral accounts, which half of them you probably don't even like, again, or they're sending you scratch and dent borrowers, right? You're generating just shy of 100,000. This is the startup stage, okay? Now, level 2 is where I see tragedies. I see LOs, almost 90% never get out of level 2. They invest all their time in learning candlestick charts and like spreadsheets and like, but they just don't understand marketing and sales and operational leverage. I see people that I've known for 20 years and they're still doing the same thing. They're still checking their emails, onboarding leads, fighting for the next client. Every borrower you close should shave 1 year off the end of your career, right? Every day you come into work, you should shave a couple minutes off and find rhythm through, hiring staff. So here, the biggest thing that happens in level 2 is people stop learning. People stop pursuing mastery in their craft because they're in their business all day. They can't pause and work on their business, go to events, read the right books, understand cutting edge technology because it's leverage. They probably hire one loan officer assistant. They don't even like that LOA. That LOA is probably really, really burnt out, chain smokes all day, sounds like Chewbacca on the phone, right? Doesn't like loan officers, hides behind email, and you can't even see them. They're Patrick Swayze ghost at 4:59 p.m. on a Friday, right? A lot of this here will get you to the pain line, okay? Now, pay attention to get paid. Level 3, only 10% of LOs ever get to. Okay? Level 3 is only 10% of LOs ever get to because they hit this pain line. Pain line, pain line. I was here for about 4 or 5 years because I didn't know how to hire. Hiring is guessing, firing is knowing. But after a lot of reps, I knew what I wanted on my team. Here, you start to become more selective. Where here, you're more beggy. You're begging people to do business with you. You may think you're not begging, but you're begging. Here, you're like, dude, I'm interviewing realtors. I'm only going to take on 1 or 2 more. I'm going to see if you're a good fit for me. That's the mentality you have. You selectively expand. You got a full team. You understand time blocking. You're making at least $250,000 or more a year. Now, I get it. A broken clock is right twice a day. Some of you might be like, well, no, I'm in level 2, but I make $1 million a year. Well, you're probably working a lot of hours and you can't leave your business for 2 weeks. Okay. This is the stage that only 10% of LOs get to. You can get here. It's going to allow you to work on your business and be able to understand things like AI, right? Level 4, only 1% of loan officers in the industry get to. Here you have low concentration risk. You can go out of town for 2 or 3 weeks and even like a month, and your business will operate well without you. You don't have all your eggs in one basket. Now you're going to make an impact. You're going to get a couple loan officers. I see too many people in this industry hire loan officers at level 2. And I'm like, dude, you're Ray Charles leading Stevie Wonder. You can't even like get your shit together, and you're hiring LOs because you're greedy and you want to override. Okay, they hire too soon. You understand? Here, you're working less than 40 hours a week, making $1 million a year, if not more. And lastly, I only see 0.1%. My hope and vision and dream and goal for all of you watching this today is to know that this year there will only be about 200,000 loan officers that close one loan. Okay, and there will be over $2.2 trillion in production. You follow? You guys have made it this far. Quitters create space for earners. I think we're going to go into the roaring 20s. What I'm about to show you, what's going to happen with AI in the 2030s, all of you will be set up to absolutely kill it and get to level 3, 4, 5. But you got to be around people like me. You got to be around community members like me. You got to be around the mentors that have the growth mindset that have proven to get there. It's very important you're around really successful people. Okay. So now here's what I want you guys to do before I show you the AI stuff and how this ties in. No one is allowed to judge anybody. I'm going to be very clear. Okay. This is my story, and this is me, regarded as a #1 LO coach now in the country, seeing thousands of LOs in my community in different states, different companies, different lending channels. They are all in one of these boxes. Drop me in the chat, what level are you in? Okay. Drop me in the chat, and no one's allowed to judge you. Drop me in the chat. Okay. You will find, right, as the chat lights up like a Christmas tree, right? Many of you, 90% of you will be in level 2 or below. So you can see the data, right? I can just eyeball it, right? My advice for all of you that are on here and you're in level 0, 1, or 2, be at the right company. Everybody wants to climb the ladder. Make sure your ladder is on the right wall. And I'm agnostic. I'm considered the #1 recruiter in the country. I placed $600 million in the last 4 months across 4 different companies. Nobody pays me. I don't use my coaching company as a Trojan horse like some other people. Let that sink in, okay? I'm agnostic. I like to drop dimes, right? That's why everyone calls me throughout the country. Amir, what do you think I should do? You understand? You got to be at the right company. #2 is all about the right community of people you're around. A lot of the people that are on here in level 3, 4, and 5 will tell you the same thing. This is like a Mario Brothers game. Is jumping level to level to level. You need the right people that have gone the levels above you. So pay attention. Level 3 and 4 and 5, if you're here, you're very few in the industry. I have the highest level respect for you to be on this, because once they get to level 3, they don't want to learn anymore. And that's what's happening with AI. People either have a fear because they're not taking the time to learn, or they think they're know-it-alls. KIAs, KIA, know-it-alls. Don't ever be that, okay? So now, what am I seeing is required for loan officers to really position themselves and kill it leading into the year 2030 and beyond, because that's going to be here before you know it. And what are they doing right now? It takes 4 intelligence elements to be very successful in business right now, especially as a loan officer, to have what I call a high Q. Y'all have heard this before. IQ is innate intelligence. It's how you discern, how you think, how curious you are, how smart you are in learning. I don't learn stupid shit. Right now, I'm reading Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. He's coming to our event in Chicago. The month before that, I read 10X is the easier than 2X. A month before that, I read Atomic Habits. I'm not reading about the pyramids in Egypt. I'm learning about the things that directly help me with my hands and my output get better every single day. That's innate intelligence, strategic thinking, okay? Emotional intelligence, all of you have heard this before. This is me. Broke, uneducated. I'm like, these guys are all in their spreadsheets. They have more degrees than octagons. I'm going to study people. Right? And I'm telling you, this is where the world is going. This is where I believe a lot of you on this call, and I'm about to share with you, right? Some of the things that you can do here will have you stand out. These are the things that AI is not going to be able to replicate or replace. Now, the 4th intelligence, okay, is acquired intelligence. This is all about embracing change and learning new tech tools fast. It blows my mind how there are loan officers out there that are still just glued on email. and not using like Slack or Teams or using AI augmentation in their email inbox, right? It's about going out there and acquiring it. Now, here's the biggest thing that I'm seeing is technology intelligence. It's how to leverage modern tech tools to 10x output, right? This is the ultimate multiplier. There's a big shift happening right now, you guys, right? There's a big shift happening. So I want you guys to take a picture of this. I think Dan in the group is going to send the recording out. You have to invest time every single day in one of these quadrants. You have to learn, like, never split the difference. I'm learning it, how to understand people even more, right? I've never really like worried about studying loan products. I wanted to study people, right? How do I communicate better? What's the mastery of words, right? Which is going to be very important. So now, sales professionals with a high IQ tend to demonstrate curiosity and rapidly assimilate. Okay. All right, Michelle, don't type novels in the chat, okay? You're writing novels here. You should write a book then. Just slow down with the long novel, okay? I love that you guys are typing in the chat, but maybe keep it like Twitter version, okay? Focus here. Focus here. You can't read two things. Focus here, okay? I love it. I'll read your comment a little bit later, all right? Sales professionals with high IQ tend to demonstrate curiosity and rapidly assimilate and learn new information. Now, one of the books that I love is from an author, right? That's called Jeb Blunt. He wrote the book Fanatical Prospecting. So he wrote this book called AI Edge, and he said they're most likely to view the big picture in the AI landscape, the ones that have a high IQ. Okay. So let's get into this. I'm going to ask you guys a question. And be honest, okay? How many of you in the last 6 months, a year, I don't know, year and a half, have either Googled or thought, will AI eliminate loan officers? Yes or no? Just drop it in the chat. How many of you actually like thought it? Like, shit, man. Like, I'll be honest with you. I have. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, damn, this is crazy, this AI. Is it going to eliminate loan officers? I've asked every AI platform, Chat, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity. I've asked them all. I've used my wife's phone because I'm like, it knows I'm an LO. I don't want it to like placate me. I want to do. I've used my wife's phone because they have no idea she's married to a loan officer, right? So I've asked her. I'm like, oh my God, I need to ask, right? So you're being curious. A lot of people have, though. They've thought about it, okay? Because how you answer this question is going to really determine how you move. Now, check this out. Some of you on this call have been around the mortgage business 10, 15, 20, 25 years, okay? In 1987, the fax machine was invented, right? In 1993, electronic mail was invented, okay? So, like, fax machine was invented, all the couriers freaked out, right? All the post office people freaked out. You understand? But people are like, oh my God, this is amazing. I can just like put this document in here, type some numbers and it scans and it sends it, just save me some time. Email came out, freaked out everybody. It's going to eliminate the post office. Like, I don't want my stuff in the digital world, right? Everyone freaked out. This is the part where a lot of people forget. DU and LP came out in 1995. People freaked out when this thing came out because they thought it was going to put out underwriters out of business. Oh, some piece of technology can't tell me what to do. Can't tell me what to do, right? And like people freaked out. But then guess what? Everyone got comfortable with it and said, this is awesome. This is saving me a ton of time, right? It created efficiency. 2003 happened. What happened, you guys? We went paperless in 2003, right? Processors freaked out, right? Like between 1995 and 2005, like we were like, realtors were looking at the comparables in books. We were looking at guidelines in these thick ass books, right? Some of you guys might remember it. You understand? Like paperless LO, like after a while, we had to learn how to use it, okay? 2009 happened, social media came out, right? A lot of people, even to this day, are like, nah, I'm not a social media person. That's why there's a lot of younger guys that are nowhere near as good as you guys as loan officers, doing triple the amount of production as you with a much lower CTA, cost to acquire, direct to consumer business, and giving that back to realtors, right? Because they've understood the power of social, okay? 2011, mobile smartphone era. A lot of people got Blackberries. Things started to come on the phone. And then y'all remember 2015, Rocket Mortgage, push button, get mortgage. Oh, we all got pissed, right? It's not that easy, but they understood it's basically a digital mortgage, right? You're just completing your application online. That made it easier. Now, where are we at? In 2023, AI came out. right? Right after at the end of the pandemic, AI proliferated. It was a shot heard around the world. And every single day, right, AI is completely getting better by the minute, okay? So the industry is changing. You can't turn on the news without seeing these headlines, right? Like if you guys are connected with me on social, one of the green screen videos I did on this chat GPT thing got like 25,000. It's gone viral on Instagram because I talked in 60 seconds what my opinion is on this, right? Because I'm like, this is fascinating. Like, I want to get ahead of it. I want to learn. I'm not a hater. I want to see what's going on, right? The headlines are all over. It's like the sexy thing to talk about is AI, 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 AI. We're hearing it everywhere. I mean, that's why I'm on here because it's like, Amir, when MBS approached me, MBSI were like, so much. Can you talk about financial? I'm like, no, let's talk about AI because everyone's talking about it. I'm just sitting back in the cut, hearing how people talk about it. And they really don't it's just a lot of gibberish, a lot of noise, no signals, right? This AI revolution, you guys, is here and it's going to stay here. You cannot fight the fax machine. You cannot fight email. You cannot fight DULP. You cannot fight, paperless. You cannot fight Rocket Mortgages, marketing, and digital mortgage. You cannot fight. You have to flow with it. You have to adapt to it. Okay. 80% of mortgage applications by next year will have some sort of AI assistance to it. Okay. 3 times productivity increase for LOs who adopt AI tools. I know firsthand. I see people in my community. They show me things. I feel like I'm the old man on the block. And I'm very high TQ, very savvy when it comes to tech. I'm like, wow, how did you do that? Like they're embracing AI, especially these younger people, to just augment what they're doing. 40% of a lot of the routine tasks are starting to be automated with AI. Like I have AI in my email inbox. It is just like helping me get through email, right? This is something that just came out, right? That's very powerful. I want you guys to really pay attention to this, okay? I want you to pay attention to this, right? Some of you have seen this. This is a highly powerful visual, okay? So in the blue, right? This chart is about AI exposure by occupation. So if you see here, what I've done in red is I've accentuated business and finance, office and admin, and sales. Because at the end of the day, these are the 3 areas that we're all in as loan officers, okay? Business and finance, office, admin stuff, sales. Okay? That's what we do. We're salespeople, just as a reminder. The blue is where theoretical AI coverage is going to go. This is what they're predicting, AI models, right? That things are going to go to. Right? This is where they think is the fastest opportunity for it to expand. This is already where AI has the most coverage, right? In business and finance, office and admin. Obviously, AI is being used right now to very much eliminate a lot of the admin work. But you can see in sales, it hasn't really encroached in our business, right? They think it might get here over the next few years, right? So what you can find is there's a massive gap between AI potential, theoretical, and actual, right? We got some time to go. Business and finance have the highest exposure of any field, and LOs are on ground zero. Office and admin, the theoretical coverage is most extreme. This is exactly where things are going to get automated, okay? Sales is like usage is very low right now. A lot of sales people are not using it. Early adopters will really, really take off, okay? So I'm going to show you guys a video from a friend of mine, Ryan Serhan, who you might know. This is a 60-second video. I want you to really listen to this because I think he breaks it down immensely well of how AI is going to change real estate brokerage. And I actually think it's going to be very similar advice to what's going to happen in the mortgage business.
Simple is Instacart for work.
Can you guys hear that? Tell me a yes.
3 years ago,
yes.
I was trying to figure out how to solve the problem of time, which is really what I wanted to do. As a salesperson myself, I don't ever want to build anything that I think someone wants, right? I want to give them what they didn't even know they needed. And a lot of agents spend, on average, about 80% of their day doing administrative tasks. It's pricing properties, listing presentations, it's email, it's calendar, it's all the stuff, okay?
It's the job.
It's a job. And then 20% of the day doing what only a human can do.
Sell.
Which is have conversations, which is giving you information that I was given over here, right? Going back and forth and putting deals together. That 20% is built on trust, which is something that AI can't replicate. AI is going to remove or democratize a lot of tasks, but it will not remove the skill set of building trust and your ability to actually to sell. So
I think he's dead on. I hate the stuff of the mortgage business. That's why we hire highly compensated loan officer assistants, right, to help us with the pre-approval stage, right, to help us, gather conditions. It's just a lot of stuff, emails and follow up. I believe that's the mentality that we have to have, okay, as loan officers. I believe it cannot replace what you and I do really, really well, which is to connect with people's most important financial decisions. So here's what AI will do. AI is going to handle a lot of the cash, credit capacity, collateral analysis, right? No doubt about it. It's already starting to happen. I already use, I'll show you one platform that I use here in a little bit to help me analyze deals, right? Document collection and verification. It's 100% coming. Guideline cross-referencing. Hundreds of investors can be indexed in AI, and it'll tell you within seconds which investor, based on how you prompt it and what you insert into it, will tell you, which will save you so much time to figure out what the best investor is, right? Now, some of you guys are loan guideline gurus, but at the end of the day, this is going to augment that. Condition clearing and status updates. I have no doubt AI will do that. Pricing scenarios. It's going to help you with that. This is what I believe is one of the most powerful things, is personalized and visually stunning proposals. I don't know how many of you guys use Housing Link or Trust Engine / Mortgage Coach. It works. That stuff works. It separates you in terms of how to visually package, right, your proposal to a borrower, to realtors. That stuff works, right? AI is going to be able to do that super quick, okay? Here's what AI is not going to replace: the true trusted advisor relationship. You know this. I don't see it happening. If it does, it's way out. People need to talk. There's nuance involved in conversations. Guiding a first-time home buyer through, fear. A high-touch realtor who sends you all their deals. Reading the room when a deal goes sideways, right? Authentic and original personal content marketing. I see loan officers' content, and I know a mile away it was ChatGPT, right? A mile away. I know the little dash. I know the little 3 sentences and da-da-da, dot, and da-da-da, dot, and da-da-da, dot. I'm like, dude, I just disregard it. The ones that can really create content with their personal brand will absolutely stand out. And I believe nuanced borrowers, self-employed, variable income, complex assets, I just don't see that ever going away, okay? Now, where do I see this happening in the industry? You're going to have 2 situations, you guys, okay? Right? You're going to have the enterprise stack. This is where large IMBs and retail lenders and maybe even institutional banks, right, will embrace this. They're going to build white-labeled AI systems with compliance guardrails baked in. This is exactly what's happening. I'll go back for you, Chris, since you asked so nicely. You didn't say please, but I'll pretend like you did say please, man. All right, so I'll go back for you. You got it? Take a photo. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're welcome. Okay. So enterprise stack. If you look at someone like a Better Mortgage that partner up with OpenAI, right? OpenAI, they created this thing called Tin Man, right? Tin Man. It's an internal platform that's interfaced with OpenAI / ChatGPT that only Better has access to. This is where the industry is going, right? It's the blueprint. What's the street stack for a lot of you guys that are LOpreneurs, maybe individual brokers, smaller boutique shops? It's going to be what I call the street stack, right? This is where you'll have access to platforms like a Tinman, and there's so many that are being built right now. It's a race to the moon. You understand? My friend, Clark Peterson, owns Indie Mortgage. I love his product. He's one of the first ones that are out there that's really in the front end of helping loan officers augment and supercharge their conversations with borrowers and realtors. That's available for anyone. But I think at the end of the day, the moat for us is going to be the heavy amount of compliance, right? AI will not replace the LO. It'll be the LO's back office, from a lead to layout to lock to loan to legacy milestones. The compliance layer will have to be there. Okay. The business is just too hard for it to replace people. I mean, you guys all know we're LOs, man. Like, imagine like all the different scenarios we got to deal with. It's going to allow all the bullshit to go away and the good shit to come our way. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to do. It's going to supercharge it. Now, really, really, really pay attention to this. Okay, you guys? There's 3 pillars of what's going to make a successful loan officer in 2030. Okay. Now that year might sound like 2030. It's 3-4 years away. Like it's already March 2026. The time is flying. Like I was telling somebody the other day, like, did you see this movie? They're like, that movie came out in like 1991. I'm like, no, it didn't. It came out in 2014. Like some of you 80s babies know, like, I can't believe like the 80s was that far. It's like time is flying, right? This is going to be like 3-4 years away. There's 3 pillars. Okay. Pillar number 1 is the AI augmented loan officer operator. They use AI for full front-end pre-approval workflows, doc analysis structuring, okay? They run a leaner operations, fewer loan processors and underwriters, and faster turn times. It's going to allow the cost of manufacturing a loan to come down from lock to loan, RESPA to funding, and on the front end, right? Some of these LOAs, they're going to have to earn their keep, but I just see this affecting a lot of people on the back end. So I'm sorry if there's some loan processors, underwriters here, right? This is where it's going to go because a salesperson is going to be needed, right? Additionally, right, I want you guys to think that the modern LO is not going to think of AI as their competition. It's like, dude, I'm just like leveraging you as an assistant, okay? You're going to operate a lot smarter with how AI is going to proliferate, okay? So have no fear, right? The sales athlete. All the technical stuff is going to get automated. So your sales mastery becomes your last moat. Okay? Because when all things are equal, you have a competitive rate, competitive fees, right? At the end of the day, how you connect with people emotionally, how you connect with people personally, how well you illustrate your value is all about your level of communication. And the higher level of communication, the higher level of income, right? And this is where I love that playing field because you're going to really stand out, okay? You're going to be able to handle objection handling, all these things, okay? Realtors are going to want to refer natural intelligence, not AI. They're going to want to work with really smart loan officers, okay? You're going to learn how to sell deeper. My favorite of the 3 is this. I really want you guys to just really, really let this soak in, okay? The days of SEO are about to be gone. It's being replaced by what's called GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. Most LOs are way behind the curve on this, okay? People are going to ChatGPT and they will continue to go to it by the masses, okay? Especially this new demographic of home buyers, right? Guys, the biggest demographic of home buyers is millennials. They're about to hit their prime home ownership age of 38 years old. Dual income, educated, embrace social media. They're using AI. They're going to go to AI and ask, who's the best loan officer in my city? It used to be Google. It's going to AI. Great job, Amy. I love seeing that. You understand? They're going there. I'm 44 years old. I'm an old millennial. Okay? I'm an old millennial. I'm suing my contractor for the work that he did in our home that I'm not happy with. I went to AI and I said, here's my situation. Who's a great construction litigation specialist? It spit out like 5 names. Then I said, why is this one good? Why is this one good? Why is this one good? I found my attorney through AI. And I told her, I said, Alyssa, you won't believe how I found you. She goes, how? I go, AI. I go, have you ever AI'd yourself? She goes, no. I said, type in construction litigation specialist from South Florida. They highly recommended you. Okay. This is what a lot of the future demographic is doing. Okay. People are going to use your LE and go to ChatGPT and compare you with competitors. They're going to prompt it, right? They're going to ask, like, hey, if everything's equal, who would you go with? You're going to be able to leverage that and attack your competitors. When I was highly indexed on Google, really pay attention to this, okay? I would tell people, you're thinking about going to Rocket? They're like, yes. I go, would you give me the opportunity outside of the rate? How have I done for you? If everything was equal, do you feel like my relationship and my service to you has been superior. Would you have any reservations in saying no to that? They're like, no, you're actually great, Amir. I go, I appreciate that. I go, I'm going to send you consumer complaints about Rocket. I'm going to send it to you right now in your email. Are you there in front of it? Yes. And I would send it. And they would read all of it. And they say, oh my gosh. I go, all that glitters is not gold. Rocket's maybe a place you refinance with. You have earnest money. You have moving trucks lined up. Do you really want to leave it to some 19-year-old kid that just came out of college, that sits behind a computer, right, and eats Doritos all day? Do you really want that? Right? So I would go and use SEO against my competition. This is what the future is going to hold for you, right? In terms of this, it's making sure you're indexed. This is how you market wider with ChatGPT. So lucky for you, it ain't Christmas, but I'm going to leave something as the sales Santa under your Christmas tree, okay? You got to say please, Patricia, okay? You got to say please. You're an adult. Your parents raised you better than that, okay? I want you guys to pull out your phone, and I want you to scan this, okay? I want you guys to scan this. I'm about to give you a free GEO playbook. It's in the chat, you understand? And it's in here, okay? It's in the chat, and it's in the QR code. I want you to pull this out, you understand? This is for you for free 99. Why am I doing it? Is because Barry is my mentor. And Dan, I'm a huge fan of, and I'm a huge fan of Diana. I love MBS Highway. I love the people that run it. I love what they do. I value them. Barry has changed my career, right? I feel like I'm part of the family. That's why I call him Uncle Barry. You guys are all on here. I want you to have this. Nobody in the industry has this. You guys are the first one to get it. My community at Go Coaching doesn't even have this yet, okay? I'm an abundant-minded guy. They'll get even more. They'll get coursework around all this. What this is going to give you, okay? This is going to tell you exactly how to do the following, okay? So now, if you haven't scanned this yet, scan it. You guys will get the recording, but it's in the chat, okay? What this is going to do is going to allow you to understand how to be GEO indexed. But before I give you some of the details around it, okay, I want you to think about something. Remember how I talked about a few minutes ago? When you're the AI augmented operator, you operate smarter, okay? What you need to do today, immediately, is these three things around these pillars. You got to start using ChatGPT, okay? I like Claude more than ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT is the MySpace. I think Claude is like the Facebook. But you got to start getting in there and building out all your investor guidelines. You can create little projects in ChatGPT, assign them all your investors, and start to upload all your scenarios in chat, okay? It'll do guideline referencing, okay, guys? Number 2 is the sales athlete. All of you should be having Zoom conversations with borrowers, and you should be recording all your conversations on AI. Frankly, if you're not doing that, you're behind. Okay? Now, listen, I want to be very careful. Like, I'm not going to spend time and just like, oh, compliance and all that. Like, that's not what you guys are here for. That's your IQ to figure that out, right? But when people come into Zoom calls, like none of my initial loan consultations and rate lock consultations happen over the phone and unscheduled. They happen scheduled over Zoom. 40 to 50% will come on Zoom. If they come on Zoom, they have to press yes as authorization to have the call recorded, right? Now, you get on here, right? You have to download things like fireflies.ai. I see a lot of you guys have Otter. Very good. It will review, summarize, compartmentalize, put things where it needs to go in minutes. I used to have to take a bunch of notes from an initial loan consultation, review them, give them to my LOA. Now, my gosh, this shit just like is eerie how crazy it is. It puts everything where I want it to put, right? Everything where I want to put and be able to give it, to my assistant. Personal brand machine. I use Claude, right? I'm one of the highest followed guys in Loan Officer now across all the different platforms, right? I use AI with AI, Amir Intelligence with artificial intelligence every single day. I make sure it has my voice. Claude's going to be exceptional for you to create reels, your realtor email newsletter, LinkedIn post, review your responses on Google, right? I'm going to give you a gem that I use. It's called blort.ai. You can go to any viral Instagram video that you see some of your competition doing, other loan officers. You will see the virality of their videos. All you got to do is copy the URL, put it in blort.ai. It takes a few seconds. It transcribes the entire copywriting of it, and then it remixes it for you, and then you have a new video you can shoot. It's exactly what it does. This is what AI is doing to build your brand. You're going to be able to market wider. This is the stuff immediately. Get chat, use it for pre-approval analysis. Get fireflies.ai or Otter, have it transcribe your calls and Zooms with borrowers and realtors, right? Use Claude every day to create short form content or build your realtor newsletter. Blort will allow you to get out there and see what are other LOs video content on YouTube. So if you want to target veterans and build a really good brand for VA mortgages, see who the top 3 VA lenders are on YouTube with the highest follower count. Go look at their most popular videos, copy the URL, put it in Blort. It'll transcribe the entire copywriting. You shoot the same video in your own tonality, okay? These are the things that you're going to do. So, B-L-O-R-T, Blort, B-L-O-R-T.ai. SEO is dead, me GEO. The old SEO. You know, I hope you guys know what search engine optimization is, right? When someone types in best lender in Chicago, Google will rank those people up. This is the future, you guys, okay? You all should take a minute, and if you're not using AI, you can definitely ask it because it doesn't know much about you. You should ask it, who is the top loan officer, and insert your market. If it's not you, you can prompt it to ask, how can I become the top loan officer in my market through you, AI? It will tell you. But I already gave you the playbook. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do, okay? You're going to have to be all these areas. And it doesn't happen overnight, okay? What AI does, all these AI platforms now, okay? They're going to see your authority signaling across all platforms. They're going to want to see, are you on Google reviews? Are you on Reddit? Are you on Quora? Are you on YouTube? Are you cited as an expert? Are you on different multiple channels? Right? Very important, okay? The LOs who start building their geo presence today, they're going to be the ones that AI recommends in 2030, okay? All right? The best known beats the best 8 days a week. Your visibility is your new competitive advantage, okay, guys? And it's never been easier to do it. The best known beats the best, right? So that playbook I gave you guys, okay? All right? You're going to learn how to really bolster your reviews. You're going to learn how to build a YouTube presence to get to 20, 30, 40 videos. You're going to learn how to start engaging in places like Reddit and Quora, which are community forums. AI loves community validated answers. The other day I was in a coaching call. You know, I coach some of the best in the country. I did a screen share and I said, hey, where are you from? He said, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I said, I knew that, right? So we get on. I said, watch this. I typed in chat, who's the #1 lender in Tulsa, Oklahoma? He wasn't on there. And the one that was on there, he was really salty in my city. He goes, I don't like that guy. I'm better than him. I'm like, hey, man, best known beats the best. I said, how can one become the top? And it said Reddit. I went to Reddit live on the call. I went to a first-time home buyer section. And I said, I'm looking for a lender in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Reddit is completely anonymous. Man, I had 2 lenders drop a message, DM me, super nice. I'm like, wow, right? You got to come online and be in these forums, you guys. Really important because it'll index you. You understand? You got to write a book. I know this sounds crazy. It has never, ever been easier to write a 50 to 100-page book, put it on Amazon. In that playbook I gave you, it breaks down exactly how to do that. It's a lot simpler than you think. You cannot spell authority without author. If you have a 50 to 100-page book, and newsflash, a 110-page book, 30,000 words or less, is the sweet spot of writing a great book, right? With wide margins, a great title with only 3 words or 4 words. Never split the difference. Never eat alone. Atomic Habits. You understand? You write a book for 50, 100 pages, put it on Amazon, and now your index is an authority. You understand? I'm going to show you in this playbook exactly how to do it. You're welcome. Consistent name, address, and phone. You got to be consistent across. Okay. And lastly is my favorite. I don't want to niche slap any of you guys. The riches are in the niches, no doubt. The time of being a Walmart LO are over. You have to really dig deep in one or two niches, right? One or two niches. You understand? Which is, I am really good with self-employed borrowers. I'm really good with veterans. You understand? This is the stuff that will get you indexed with people on there, right? So you remember I talked about, guys, this innate intelligence, emotional intelligence, acquired intelligence, right? This technology intelligence. There's two types of LOs. Low TQ LOs, high TQ LOs. You have to make the decision now that I'm going to be a high TQ LO. Every day I'm going to learn. I'm going to suffer because learning something new is difficult. But I'm going to learn, based on what Amir shared with me today, how to incorporate different pieces of tech in my stack, right? That's integrated and seamless. How I'm going to start becoming geo-indexed, right? Going into 2030. Some of you are thinking, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Those days are gone. If it ain't broke, you got to break it anyway. Things are moving very, very fast right now, guys. You're going to have to get out there and do that, right? I got to show you this one thing. Really listen to this. This made a big impact.
The reality is that most people don't change. Most people live the same 6 months 100 times in a row and then they die. They go to the same places, they make the same jokes, they have the same small talk, they work at the same job, and then they die. Because they were never willing to be uncomfortable, because they were never willing to change. And a lot of people get real uncomfortable when I talk about this stuff. But most people are average, and most people stay stuck in the same patterns. They live the same 6 months for 40 straight years and never change. And so if you want to be exceptional, then you will often have to be the exception.
Boom. I don't want you guys to look up in 3-4 years and you're saving that same thoughts, same jokes, same technology, doing the same thing. This AI is nothing like fax machines and emails and paperless and push button get mortgage. It is coming. It is here. It is something that will make you a lot of money, or it will really, really cause you to be paralyzed with fear. Okay. Change does not happen though, you guys, by yourself. I have a really harsh truth alert for you guys. And there's still thousands of you on here. Stick with me for 2 more minutes. This is important. 87% of you statistically will not do a thing. 12% of you will implement something temporarily. 1% of you will do it consistently to see lasting change. This has been studied in behavioral psychology. It's called the knowledge fade. After 20 minutes, 40% will be forgotten. 70% after a day, 80% after a month, almost 90% of what you learned today after a couple months. It's a fact. What happens over time is you forget everything I hit you with today. But there's 3 C's that will get you in heights you never experience. It's community, classroom, and coaching. Okay? Real school starts after school ends. A lot of you on this call put a lot of money in that college degree. And it wasn't for a loan officer, because there's no university I know out there that gives us degrees and loan officership. But you collected a lot of digital dust on your mortgage diploma, and you got to invest in yourself. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay. I want all of you to scan this. You got to make a determination now, right now. If Amir's free shit is better than most people's paid shit, I need to get on this rocket ship, right? I need to be around the right people that are doing it, because you and I know both, right? This is how confident I am. It ain't arrogance. Ain't nobody out there gave you what I just gave you. I know. I just sit back and I watch, right? And I see everybody shouting these things. You understand? I see all these executives talk about the back office. I see all these broke LOs talking about AI and no, this is 60 minutes, and this is just a scratch of the surface. All of you are going to book a call. I'm happy to do this. You're going to book a call. We're going to do a success audit. I'm going to make sure you get the resources you need. I'm going to make sure, right, that You are thinking about the right things about AI, marketing, sales, ops. It's time for you to invest in your career degree. There's no cost to do this call. I don't need anything from you. I'm not going to sell you like 4 CDs for $19.99. This is not a sales call. This is you coming on. Some of you will say, dude, I need to be on this rocket ship. I don't care what seat I'm on. I need to get onto this because I am going to be a part of that 99% that won't implement anything. That was me. Put me around the right people. Let me get in there. Now, I want you to book that call. Get on there. You're going to be either with me, Ashley, Brian, or Shira on my team. And I'm going to make sure you guys are equipped to take off, give you the rocket fuel that you need so you guys can do more and more and more. The last thing I'll tell you guys is this, okay? When you can really embrace the things that you will learn from what I gave you today, and you can do it little by little every single day, you will ask, why wasn't AI around 20 years ago? It's going to make your business even easier. But the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. This is not like social media. This is not like paperless. You need to get into it now, and you need to be running with the right people that are doing it. I want you to scan the QR code and book a call with our team. All right. Okay. Diana, take us home.
So well done. Everything's so well said, team. Hopefully you gained a ton from this session. I know I have a bunch of notes that I wrote, so I'm sure you guys did too. And I know we have some questions that were unanswered, so please make sure you book a call with Amir and his team. They're phenomenal. We totally love him and his team and everything they have to say and teach and offer. And speaking of offerings, if you missed the GEO playbook, the free playbook, that'll be in the email that you get later on today with the recording. So team, thank you so much for joining us. And Amir, thank you so much for sharing your time with our members. You really did provide so much value, and we can't wait to have you back on next time. But team, we all love you, appreciate you. And I guess we'll see you on the next one, Amir.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. If you guys are still on here, at Amir Syed, I'll put it in the chat. On Instagram, I put out mortgage content every single day, right? Thank you, Diana. At Amir Syed. Pull out your phone, go out there, connect with me, send me a DM. I want you guys to get an information diet, good, positive mental nutrients. And I put out content every day for my beloved loan officer community. I am you, you are me. You understand? We need each other more than ever. And it's about being around good mental nutrients. You understand? So hit me up on there. I can't wait to see you guys in person. Please book that call. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Diana. Let's funding go.
Let's go, team. Thank you so much, Amir. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you soon. Have a great one.
All right. See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.